Greetings from Jerusalem. As I promised in my last video, I wanted to show you a little bit more about where I live, where I minister, where I work. So this is the entrance to Notre Dame of Jerusalem Center, the guest house that's owned by the Vatican and operated by our religious community, the Legionaries of Christ. This is our lobby. We have groups have come. They like to take pictures by the nativity scene. As you can see, there's no Jesus yet. We're still in Advent, waiting for his coming. We have a Christmas tree. There's not a lot of Christmas trees, as you can imagine, here in Israel. So groups love to come, take pictures of their children, their families, near the Christmas trees that we have in the hotel and that we decorate. This whole lobby is actually going to be renovated in January. We have a newly renovated bistro, one of 3 restaurants here in our hotel. So this bistro is open from 12 until 11 p.m. And the idea behind it is we want to have a place for the pilgrims to be able to come when they arrive back in the evening from their pilgrimage. We have a nice bar that hopefully the Americans will make good usage of. We renovated the entire kitchen area. We have 2 very professional chefs that work with us. We're very blessed with all of our employees. And this area here is meant to be a nice little lounge where people can grab a coffee or grab a cocktail or a drink and come and relax. So we're very thankful for all the work that the employees have put into making the bistro successful, and we're open and waiting for business. The next place I want to show you is our 4th floor rooftop restaurant. When it opened a few years ago, we opened it as just a wine and cheese restaurant. Now it has a full menu. And actually, we just got a new head chef named Tarek, and he won Top Chef on the TV show in Dubai last year. So we're happy to have him. He's been making some great changes to our menu, great additions, working very well in the kitchen. And this has been a real blessing because it draws a lot of local people. Even couples from Tel Aviv will come here on a date night. We have a lot of embassies that bring people that they want to kind of wine and dine here in Jerusalem. And a lot of baptismal parties, wedding parties, you name it. So it's a great place to be able to meet a lot of the locals. And of course, when we have pilgrims, it's also a nice place for the pilgrims to come up and enjoy a glass of wine and a beautiful view of the old city. As you'll see in a minute here, we have a patio, which has a lovely view, the old city of Jerusalem. You can see the Holy Sepulchre, Al-Aqsa Mosque, and right across us there on the hill, that's actually Palestine. So we're right on the edge of East Jerusalem and West Jerusalem. So we've been very blessed, and we hope you can come visit. One of the goals of our guest house here in Jerusalem is that it's not just a hotel where pilgrims come to sleep and to eat, but actually we want it to become part of their pilgrimage. And so we have a section dedicated to a small little museum of the Shroud of Turin. Here on the wall you can see some of the historical photos of the center, which was started in 1888, and all of the things and the popes that have visited since its foundation. And around the corner here, we have the beginning of the Holy Shroud Exposition. Now, what I like about this exposition is that it doesn't say whether or not this burial cloth is the burial cloth or the shroud of Jesus Christ, because there's no way to know that with certainty. But it gives kind of historical and scientific reasons why it might be and why it might not be. And it's left up for the one taking the tour to decide what they think at the end. And so it begins with kind of a historical overview of where this shroud has been until it ended up in the church in Turin, Italy, where it is today. There's also a scientific part, which talks about photographs of the shroud, different carbon dating things that have happened on the shroud, some of the pollen evidence, which shows us where the shroud has traveled to. And we have one of the best replicas that exists of the shroud. And so doctors that I've met who've studied the shroud, have said you cannot tell, the human eye cannot tell the difference between this copy and the shroud itself. And finally, we have this beautiful bronze statue that's been taken from the 3D imaging, which was found on the shroud. One of the gems of our guest house is this chapel. And it's funny because people are often surprised when they come to find a full church inside of the hotel. We have Mass every evening at 6:30. We have Adoration of the Blessed Sacrament at 5:30. And we're so blessed to have a wonderful community of faithful that come often every evening to Mass and really support us with their prayers, with their example, and God willing, through our ministry, we're able to support them as well.